Friends, welcome to my channel. Let's see where Nifty and Bank Nifty will move tomorrow, what strategy we need to apply, what we can expect from the market. Friends, if you look into the Nifty chart, first we'll be analyzing Nifty, later we'll go into the Bank Nifty. As you can notice, there is a lot of a single prints here, and someone is very much aggressive. As you can notice, there's a lot of stops got triggered and the seller is very much aggressive and is selling each and every bid into the market. As you can notice, there's a lot of imbalance. That means the seller is very much aggressive. I've noticed this thing, and it was clear like the market is going to drift lower and lower prices. So what had happened, the market was in a selling mode. So and we have seen a very big gap down. So because of the gap down, like the selling was not much effective, because like the people one who got overnight profit, they started to book the profits, and later once it reached to a certain price point, so later more sellers have entered into the market. As you can notice here, the buyer started to lift, but the seller is selling. Again, same here, the buyer is started to sell, but the seller is selling. As you can notice, overall there is a lot of negative delta which has been flowing. So this is very much a clear indication like the market is at a sell side. So there is a negative sentiment which is like the Russians are entering into the Ukraine, and there might be a war, and with that there is a negative sentiment in the banking sector as well. So overall everything is affected with the global markets. Everything is affected, and it made the market to flush at a lower levels. You can notice here the buyer has started to lift. Here again the buyer has tried. Again the buyer has tried. Again the buyer has tried. But later he gave up, thinking like there is a big large orders here. So the market came all the way to the lower levels. So what we can, as you can notice, at net to net there is a good amount of a selling which has taken place in the market. As you can notice here, even at a lower prices, the seller is coming and eating each and every bits. That means it is clear like the seller wants to sell more. But the thing is like there is no one who is providing the liquidity. So it might be a slippage. So the seller thought like, okay, it is better I have to stop. And later after 1:30 when the global markets have opened, so the seller started to hit very aggressively. Well, net to net, as you can notice, like a good amount of selling has taken place in the market. Nearly at one point of time, like 500 points were sold into the market. And as you notice, like not much of a recovery has taken place in the market. Almost like net to net, you can notice like both big players, I would say like both the big players have sold into the market. That means very good amount of a selling has taken place here. So we might see this selling continue even tomorrow as well. So let's go into the structural format and see what we can expect from the market tomorrow. Well, if you look into the structural format, there is a 5 minutes time frame. As you can notice, like the buyer has lifted up until here. This was a profit booking, and later the sellers have entered into the market, and sellers started to hit each and every bid aggressively. After 1:30, the market has flushed all the way to the downside. So net to net, there is a good amount of a selling which has happened in the market. So what we should do for tomorrow's market? Tomorrow, if the market opens flat and if it starts to drift lower, immediately we'll buy the put options, and the first target should be like 16,700. Sorry, just a second. So the first target should be like 16,700. So if 16,700 has been broken decisively, we might even see like 16,500 and 16,400 as well. So I would recommend you to book at profit at 16,700, because if the market is opening flat and if it is coming down, the people who got here, they'll all be getting a overnight profit. So there might be a quick bounce at a higher levels. So it is better always to book profit, keep blocking some of the other profits, so that you'll be in profit itself rather than making the losses, or trail your stop loss and try to book small amount of a profits. It will be adding some amount into your account. So first target should be like 16,700. If the market is opening flat and if it is going higher, we'll just leave the market, because it might take anywhere the resistance and there might be a flush again. As you can notice here, at 16,950 the market has holded for some time. Once, twice the market came, and second time the market has broken down. Just a second. As you can notice here, at 16,940 the market came once and twice it came, and it flushed all the way to the lower levels. So that means there's a net amount of a selling which has been taken here. Even if the market goes higher, it might find a resistance here. So it is better to avoid the market even if it is going higher. Yes, definitely will buy if it is crossing 17,000 levels. If 17,000 levels has been decisively broken, definitely will look into buy, because there might be a shorts which has been there here. The shorts might go up and it might trigger, and short covering might happen at a higher levels. We'll go into the bank nifty chart and see what the bank nifty has done. So this is a bank nifty order flow chart. So you might be wondering, like, what is the order flow, what is this, what are these numbers and everything. Don't break your head. I'll come out with a good videos of learning videos in both order flows, nifty and bank nifty as well, and basis on this how we have built our strategies. So, and if you want to learn more about, please do subscribe our channel and try to take our course. It is just like 1,000 rupees, which is less than your 40 points of a stop loss in bank nifty and 20 points of your stop loss in nifty. So better take our class. You'll be familiar where you need to enter and where you need to exit. Friends, if you look into the bank nifty, the same thing has happened. The seller is very much aggressive, and little bit the market went upside. This was a bit confusing for me, so I said you to buy at 37,600 puts. I said you to add 37,600 puts. Later this was a little bit of a confusing when the market has blipped up and it flushed all the way to the lower levels. So I said you to give the, I thought to give you the put options, but the problem was like risk reward was not matching to me. So I said like, okay, let me wait for some time. And when I saw the market here, I thought it is going to flush at a lower levels, but what had happened, the seller has sold here. That means someone has put the large orders here. As you can notice here, there is a big selling orders came, but still someone is sitting and someone is buying. You can notice here the big sell orders came here, but still someone is sitting and they were accumulating. So I didn't wanted to write this momentum. I just wanted to see the downward momentum, as the trend for the long term trend is like downside. So I've been saying you from long time like the trend is down, and even in the previous videos you can go and watch, like I mentioned, someone has built a net short position. So there is a net short in the market, so market might come at a lower levels. Even I mentioned at the expiry, next to the expiry on Friday itself. You can go and watch that video. So somewhere here I said you to buy 530, because I was seeing like some of the buying side was happening, and the same time the nifty was also going higher and higher levels. So I thought like 100-200 points it might recover and we might achieve our target. But what has happened is like the market went higher and someone kept a large orders here, and our stop loss got triggered. One of our stop loss got triggered here, and the other stop loss was triggered at the lower levels. So later immediately I said you to buy, just a second, immediately I said you to buy like 37,300 puts, which were trading somewhere around like 380, and I said you the stop loss of 360, like 20 points was the stop, and I was expecting a target up until 600. So I didn't mention you the target. I said you to buy this one, and which gave a very good flush at a lower levels, because as you can notice, like there was a sell orders were coming continuously. That means like the seller was sitting at a higher and higher prices. So this all the way at the end of the day it went to somewhere around like 650, but this momentum gave us like 540 was the high, which is like 1:5 or 1:6, whatever you can call. It was like 120. It was like more than 380. It was like 540 points. 540 was the high. So net to net we got like 160 points of a profit in just 20 points of a stop loss. So twice we had a stop loss, 80 points we had a stop loss, and we got 160 of a profit. So net to net 80 was the profit for us. Well, second entry I said for the premium members to enter somewhere like after 2:30, and even they made a very good amount of a profit. So if you want to be a premium member, please do subscribe, and please comment something at a video, so that I'll be providing you some very good amount of the learning videos. How do I know there is a seller in the market? You can clearly notice like the seller came and he has hit it very hardly. That means the seller is very much aggressive, so he is going to bring the market more at a lower levels. So second time the seller has came, that means there is a seller in the market, and I said for my premium members to buy more and more put options, not small quantity, it's a very big quantity, so they made a very good profit. And net to net overall at the end of the day, so we ended up with a green. So second time, as you can notice here, the third time the seller came and more selling has took place in the market. Well, net to net, if you notice, at end of the day at 3:15, there is a good amount of a selling which has been taken because of the low volume. No one wants to buy the market. Because of the low volume, the market came to the lower levels, and net to net, like the big institutions, they sold the market, and there is a good amount of a selling activity which has taken place in the market. So what we might expect for tomorrow's market? Let's go into the structural format. If you look into the structural format, exactly the same thing has happened here. There were two bad newses. One was like there's a lot of scam which has happened in the banking sector, and the second was like global sentiments was really weak. So with that, we have seen a very big gap down, and not much of a momentum has happened in the market. As you can notice here, there was a big flush. So after whenever we have a negative sentiments, there will be initiative. Initiative is like candle after candle, candle after candle, candle after candle will be an initiative. Because I just wanted that kind of an initiative. I expected the same kind of an initiative this morning. I have noticed certain kind of an initiative was coming. So I said you to buy the put option somewhere here. So which triggered a stop loss. And second time I said you to buy the calls here, which triggered our stop loss. Later I have noticed like the seller is sitting here, and you can notice except this move, this was the only good move which we have captured, and later there was too much of a sideways move, and later the market has flushed all the way to the lower levels. So I couldn't capture this move because like I was noticing like up until 2:30 there is a big gap down, and anytime the profit booking might come. So I was expecting like the institutions might make this options premium to decay. So I didn't give you this kind of this move. So it is better, like I thought, as it was a 17,200, so there is only a 200 points of a room at a lower levels. So I thought it is better to avoid and trade tomorrow. Well, net to net, there was a good amount of a selling which has taken place in the market. As you can notice, there is a good amount of a selling which has taken place in the market. So what we might expect for tomorrow's market? The same thing has happened here. The market came with a hell lot with a aggressive selling, and later there was a bit of an accumulation, and lower lows were forming, and the ledge got broken, and it flushed all the way to the lower levels. So sometimes this price action, what it happens, you see, whenever you see a ledge, whenever the price is taking and making a wedge like this, sometimes it might flush at a other side. So always be careful. But today was like exceptional. There was a negative sentiment which was in the market. The Ukraine and Russian tensions were happening. So that was the thing, and the market was flushing all the way to the lower levels. So we'll go into the 1 day time frame and see what is happening at a 1 day time frame. So here you can notice very clearly there was a trend which was going on. The trend was like a bit of an accumulation here, and it was a breakout, and it took at a trend line support, and there was a higher highs which was forming, and market supposed to go to higher levels, but there was two negative sentiments which were there in the market. So the market has opened gap down, and there was a much amount of a selling has taken place. So most of the YouTubers and so-called professional traders, even at a weekly analysis and a daily analysis, they were making like the market is looking bullish and blah 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 other things. But you can go and watch my Friday's video. I've clearly mentioned like there is a net short in the market. How do I know? So that can be dealt very clearly at the course. I'll explain you. You can understand like and you can become professional as well. I'll explain you how you can identify the institutional stop losses, and how you can notice what the institutions has built short or long, not by seeing any of the data. I'll explain you how it works with the help of the candlesticks itself. Well, tomorrow if the market opens flat and if it starts to flush, please take the put options and try to book your profit up until 36,600, because 36,600 might act as a good support, and market might rally a little bit higher side to make these option premiums, to decay these option premiums. If we see a big gap down, and if the market is opening somewhere 36,600, we'll definitely see the price action and we'll buy the call options, because market might go on the higher levels and might have a profit booking. If the 36,600 has been decisively broken, and if the 36,500 also breaks, we'll definitely target up until 36,000 for the round figure. If the market is opening flat and if it is going higher, we'll just avoid the market, because there are multiple negative sentiments in the market. So there might be a multiple resistance, and just a second, multiple resistance. So if the market is going higher and higher, we'll just avoid the market, because by seeing these levels, the institutions might have bought here at these levels. They'll be holding the futures. If the market is going and hitting these levels, they'll be start to sell again. To sell itself, they have positioned here. So whenever it is hitting this resistance, there might be a flush again. If it is going higher, it might flush again. Even if it is going higher, it might flush again. So it is better to avoid the market, because most of the time it has spent, most of the day it has spent here. So we might see a more selling coming tomorrow. So it is better avoid when it is going at a higher levels. Yes, definitely we'll buy the market if it is crossing 37,600 levels, and if it is holding 10 to 15 minutes, definitely we'll be looking to sell the market. Sorry, we definitely will be looking to buy the market. And as you can notice at a 1 day time frame, the market is like, you can notice like the trend line has been broken. This trend line I've just added long back, not today or not today or yesterday. I've added this trend line long back, and I was just watching this trend line. As you can notice, it opened right below this trend line and everything was flushing, because the people who know about here, they'll start to liquidate and the market might flush fastly tomorrow at 36,500, 600. And if it breaks 36,600, you might see even 36,000 levels as well. Well, everything is looking bearish, but sometimes whenever it is looking bearish, it might turn into a positive sentiment. It might look like bullish as well. So please be careful when you're trading with an options, because most of our subscribers are option buyers itself. So this channel is meant only for the option buyers. So please do subscribe my channel and trade cautiously. If any market moving news comes, I'll definitely update at the Telegram channel. Please do subscribe my Telegram channel and press the bell icon as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.